Hi guys, first I wish to thank you for all your prayers and well wishes for my wife. She is doing much better after 4 surgeries, first having her gallbladder removed and then experiencing 3 other surgeries. I believe now she is on the road to recovery. Today's video is part 1 in a series of 3 videos that show a compilation of my first 2 videos and the relationship between each in Evergreen Memorial Cemetery with some additional footage at the end. In addition, as we walk through the cemetery, we will be looking for any deer or coyote that may come to visit. Wildlife occasionally visits the cemetery as they travel along the railroad tracks that border the east side. Many have asked to see the cemetery in more of an overall perspective, showing the link between the various grave sites of interest. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a trip back in the history and a wonderful old cemetery located in the heartland of America. Good morning, everyone. I've been asked by numerous individuals after watching my videos to give a walking tour of Evergreen Memorial Cemetery, showing the relationship between the various famous grave sites of my previously published videos. And others have asked for me to go into more detail of the different wildlife that visit the cemetery on an intermittent basis. Many deer and coyotes seek safety in the Evergreen as they most likely follow the railroad tracks immediately to the east. What a beautiful spring day. As I was driving here to record this video, the temperature gauge in my car registered 74 degrees. A wonderful day to take a stroll through the cemetery, especially after a harsh and cold Illinois winter. I can't wait for Memorial Day to arrive and see Evergreen Cemetery transformed in all its splendor. Our first stop will be the site of the famous plane crash on Memorial Day, May 31st, 1948 in the cemetery. Imagine 300 folks standing in and near a Civil War burial ground, just 40 yards away in anticipation of a plane flown by James A. Tooley and passenger Chester H. Fromm, dropping poppies as symbols of honoring the dead. This tradition of using poppies as an emblem of honoring the fallen soldiers of war began during the Napoleonic Wars of the early 19th century, when red poppies miraculously appeared among the brave men and women that sacrificed their lives in battle, as their lifeless bodies laid upon Mother Earth. And then the unthinkable happens as the plane slows to drop the red poppies. It stalls and plunges from the sky into this exact location, into this mighty tree in which the tree monument was sculptured. Flag indicates the center of the Civil War Memorial, some 40 yards from the fateful tree, and imagine a crowd of 300 souls within and near this site, where they anxiously awaited the dropping from the plane the ceremonial poppies. It is a miracle no one on the ground was killed or injured as the plane stalled and fell from the sky. Now we will walk over the short distance to the Civil War Memorial enclosure, and I will pan the video around so that the viewer may ascertain the perspective of how close folks gathered here in 1948 came to suffering serious injuries and/or death. We will continue our journey to the next and final stop of this video to the gravesite of Adlai E. Stevenson II, who is famous for his steadfast temperament during the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962. I was just a young 14-year-old boy at the time of Stevenson's burial, as I witnessed history being made as many former and active elected politicians attended Adelaide's funeral. I did not realize then, but I do now understand the great accomplishments Ambassador Stevenson attained while serving his country. Especially the fact as UN ambassador during the infamous 13 days the world was on the verge of nuclear destruction. He skillfully demonstrated to the world that the Russians lied about placing nuclear missiles in Cuba, causing the Russians to cease their evil ways. A true hero of our country. The plaque reads, Adlai U.H. Stevenson II, born 1900, died 1965, served as governor of Illinois from 1948 through 1953. Twice made unsuccessful bids for the office of U.S. President on the Democratic ticket in 1952 and 1956. Named U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations by President John F. Kennedy, serving in London, England, until his death. Let us now continue on to Ambassador Stevenson's final resting place. Next, let's pan over to Adlai E. Stevenson I, who is Adlai E. Stevenson II's father. Here, while observing the father's monument, one will see the father was the 23rd Vice President of the United States, serving his country from 1893 through 1897. Thus, the family had a history of servitude to this great nation. Okay guys, this concludes the first video in our three-part series. Please give us a like, share, and subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so to be notified of my future videos. And thank you for watching Spirits of the Cemetery.